G'day folks, my name's DCM and welcome to my review of Watchdogs 2. Watchdogs 2 hasn't really gone off to the best kind of start. I mean, it hasn't been selling particularly well, but it's mainly because of the stigma from the first game. If you've played the first game, then you will totally know what I'm on about. Ubisoft, you did lie on that one, hugely on the graphics, and gameplay, and driving. And overall, Watch Dogs 1 was just a terrible, terrible game. Now, I'm here today to see if Watch Dogs 2 will be any better, or at least just a tiny bit better than the first one. Fingers crossed. Watch Dogs 2 starts off with you breaking into a company to delete your personal information so that you can start a new clean slate. Why would you want a clean slate? Because you're joining a company called DCM, who are a group of hackers who do this for fun. Okay, well, maybe they don't do it for fun, but they do it for the greater good, or what they believe to be the greater good. With the first mission being a setup from DCM themselves to see if you're capable enough to join their crew, all you simply have to do is break into a building using old familiar techniques from the first game. So you may be hacking terminals or jumping from camera to camera just to get to your desired location. Overall, the start of the game isn't too bad. If you are a newcomer, it might be kind of interesting. If you are not a newcomer, then you will find it very familiar, but a little bit refreshing. After finishing your first mission, you have one great big party and join DCM as a fully fledged member. So, what would be the first thing you do? Oh yeah, wake up with a hangover from hell, and your first objective being buy some clothes. Oh, and don't forget, you also broke your phone. The first thing I noticed about Watch Dogs 2 when I got into the free roam area is the graphics, and how a lot more colourful it is, and actually a lot nicer to look at than the first game. I mean, the first game's graphics were okay, but they were really dull and gloomy. Unless you had an ultra high-end PC, you were not going to get any good graphics from that game. One other questionable point about Watch Dogs was the driving in the first game. It was really clunky, it was really slow, and it was just downright rubbish. So was Watch Dogs 2 driving any better? Well, in theory, yes, it was better. It was a lot easier to control, and it wasn't so clunky. But don't get me wrong, it was not perfect. It was still quite sluggish, and, at most times, quite unresponsive. A little bit disappointing, you know? When it comes to customizing your character in Watch Dogs 2, there is tons of items to choose from. You can go from jackets to shorts to jeans to boots to hats to glasses, and this was just one of the shops that I visited. There is many more on your map. The map itself is actually a fair size, and to make it even handier, the ability to fast travel to places just makes your day that little bit easier. With 3 islands in total, you'll have plenty of places to explore and plenty of roads to drive on. Badly, of course. One little nifty feature about the game is the apps that you can actually download in the game, one of which is the selfie mode, which I'm using right now, will keep you entertained for somewhat of about a couple of minutes. While playing Watch Dogs 2, you will encounter people in your game if you're playing online. Yes, it says they're allies, but, you know, be a little bit concerned if they come up to you holding a gun to your face. With that being said, there is a fundamental part of online co-op. This allows you to do side quests and unlock new features and gain more money together. If your partner does not play ball, then your day will be made a life-living hell. Back when Watch Dogs 2 was announced, parkour looked amazing in the trailers, but when it's actually put into the game, it is actually rather boring and dull and seems kind of pointless. You are no Ezio Auditore, and this is definitely not Assassin's Creed. Probably the best feature I found in the game was actually the ability to pet dogs. This was a 10 out of 10 feature and should be included in every game possible. So the question is Watch Dogs 2 better than Watch Dogs 1? My personal answer is yes. Yes, it is better than its first game. Overall, the graphics are better and it plays a lot nicer. The driving isn't so clunky, but it does have its moments of being very irritating. With plenty of side missions to keep you entertained and plenty of apps to have fun with, you definitely won't get bored anytime soon. Also, with a comprehensive main storyline that will actually keep you intrigued for a little while, is also good to have on its side. Obviously with the customization options, it makes you feel a little bit more at home and have a little bit more control over the game. With having online co-op mode, it makes the game just a little bit more fun, especially if you're going to play with your friends. Always a great thing to have. Just don't go into Watch Dogs 2 with huge expectations. It is definitely not the next Grand Theft Auto or Assassin's Creed, but it is its own personal game in its own way. And if I had to rate the game out of 10, I would be definitely giving it at least a 7 out of 10. Still room for improvement, but definitely not a bad game. So that's all from me today, folks, and as I always say at the end of every video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to be part of the FitLike family today, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Catch you later, guys. Drop the bass.